Hi, Emma here. Remember when a paperless society was predicted? I don't see that coming in anytime soon. I know we're trying hard with our ebooks and our online information, but we just can't let go of our paper documents, can we? I know businesses are going the same way as the shops with their plastic bags. They say you can have an invoice, a bill, as long as you're prepared to pay for it. Otherwise, you're just going to get it electronically. All well and good, so long as they don't send that to an email address that you haven't used in 5 years. They wake up after 3 months to the fact that you're not reading that email, and so then they send you a threatening letter via snail mail. But I'm getting off the point. The point is that unless we're given an incentive, we find it really hard to move over entirely to online information. Let me give you an example. Our local school recently tried to email out the fortnightly newsletter, but they had so few people take them up on the offer that it wasn't financially or economically viable to do that, so they continued to print it. Churches, similarly, produce a weekly bulletin, and that can be, and they often are, emailed out. And yet I have yet to see a church that relies solely on this. They usually still print them out and often give them out to people that have already read them online. Well, let me ask you this. Who in your church can't access email? I know there are a few people out there who still don't have internet connectivity, but not many. And then there are all the free newspapers that come from the missionary organisations and the parachurch organisations. Who reads all that stuff? One Christian magazine recently ceased print publication and went online because it was no longer financially viable. But what they did was duplicate the entire magazine online. It took so long to turn the pages that I nearly died of boredom, and I certainly didn't read the whole magazine. Statistics certainly show that print newspapers and magazines are on their way out as people move online for their news and information. Of course, one advantage is that you can read almost anything you like. You can be in a country town in Australia and be reading the New York Times. Or alternatively, you can read a newspaper of the small town that you grew up in. Over in Berlin, a couple of entrepreneurs have recently launched a new print newspaper at a time when nearly every other newspaper in the world is complaining of declining sales. They say they asked prospective subscribers what they would prefer, and they all went with print, so print it is. But what's really unique about this newspaper is that it is a personalised paper. You, the reader, get to choose what you are going to read. They put it together for you. So you might choose to read the front page of the New York Times and another page of sport from another newspaper. Or alternatively, you might just choose to read all the sports pages of all the newspapers. Can't think why. Costly to print, costly to deliver, but it does have the advertisers falling over themselves because they see that they can target their audience. Different cars for different people. Clever. Well, it'd be interesting to see how well their deliveries go. I can imagine it would be very interesting if you got it wrong, but hey, you'd know more about your neighbours if you did get the wrong paper one day. So apparently, anyway, there are people out there who do want print newspapers, but for how long? Our habits are changing. We're moving to short, visual and interactive. And we're moving online to where news is updated throughout the day. We say, give us the information now and keep it brief. That's it.